Some African American community leaders, and a lot of others actually, have said it's systemic. Where do you stand on that?
I don't believe that.
My son's name is Jacob Blake. If you didn't mention it, then you don't care about him.
Today I'm there for law enforcement and for the National Guard because they've done a great job in Kenosha.
The timing on this we felt was not good, and so we did make the request for him to do it at a different time.
What would you say to them in terms of the pain they're going through and the questions they have about what happened?
Well, I feel terribly for anybody that goes through that. As you know, it's under investigation. It's a big thing happening right now. By and large, this is not peaceful protest.
Became more and more distant from the issue of racial justice. It was violence for violence sake.
Kenosha has been ravaged by anti-police and anti-American riots.
The problem of police violence has been described by you, including President, as just bad apples, a few bad apples, or people who choke occasionally. Some African American community leaders, and a lot of others actually, have said it's systemic. Where do you stand on that?
I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that.
We're focusing on violent actions, but there have been countless nonviolent protests here in Wisconsin and across the country this summer. People calling for an end to systemic racism. Do you believe systemic racism is a problem in this country?
Well, you know, you just keep getting back to the opposite subject. We should talk about the kind of violence that we've seen in Portland and here and other places.
Mr. Blake was shot 7 times in the back.
Sure.
Do you believe that there is a need for structural change? What is your message?
Well, I think people are calling for structural change, and then you could take the people of Kenosha that aren't here and that you won't see and that aren't protesting, but they want change also. They want to see law and order. That's the change they want. They want law and order. We have to condemn the dangerous anti-police rhetoric. It's getting more and more. It's very unfair. They just don't want us to come in, and then destruction is done. A day early, we would have saved your store. John Rhodes III, owner of Rhodes Camera Shop. Now, I was there. My administration coordinated with the state and local authorities to very, very swiftly deploy the National Guard.
What about racial divisions? Would you like to bridge some of those gaps? And do you think that anything that you're saying is helping with that?
I think it's helping because I'm about law and order.
You heard, I'm sure, some of what he had to say. How satisfied were you with his message?
Not satisfied at all.
My son is an actual human being, and my son is actually laying in the hospital, and my son is actually paralyzed from the waist down. So if you don't know his name, it's Jacob Blake.